Hello everyone, it's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at True Heel Heat. Yeah!
What's going on, everybody? This is your former AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Once a champion, always a champion. Swerve Strickland. Whose house? Swerve's house. You're watching True Heel Heat podcast.
Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip-hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with True Heel Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom SP3. We are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for NJPW Wrestle Kingdom 19 and NJPW X AEW Wrestle Dynasty previews, breaking down the huge weekend from the Tokyo Dome, New Japan Pro Wrestling's biggest event of the year, as well as their version of the Forbidden Door. And of course, to talk about all things New Japan Pro Wrestling here on the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, I am joined by my tag team partners, my never open weight 6-man tag team champions. First up, he's the MC of the past, present, and future of New Japan Pro Wrestling here on the True Heel Heat YouTube channel. It's your boy, Jay News.
Oh, man. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a long weekend. I've been streaming, I've been podcasting, I've been doing it all. But I am here for you all here talking that New Japan goodness as we like to do. Wrestle Kingdom, Wrestle Dynasty, all wrapped up into one fun weekend. But we're not the ones on the traveling planes this week. No, sir.
Because this is not only just a preview, this is a going away party because Sonal is on her way to Japan, the most positive New Japan Pro Wrestling fan out there in the land, one of the hardest working YouTubers, podcasters extraordinaire. It's her life. It's Sonal's life. How are you doing just hours away from going to Japan?
You know what? It's a balance of being really excited, especially, like on New Japan Global, they do the countdown. So they're like, it's 5 days, and I'm like, oh shit, like it's exciting, but it's stressful. Like, guys, for all you don't know, I'm traveling at 6 a.m. on New Year's Day. I'm working tomorrow. This is all very stressful, but it's fine because, guys, I'm not just going to Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty. I'm doing the press conference as well. So I'm basically living my best life.
Are you doing any other wrestling shows outside of the press conference?
Honestly, I was so close to doing it, and because obviously, if you guys watched us last time, I was contemplating between this and the DDT shows, the press conference. But I'm traveling with 3 non-wrestling fans, so when I get there, maybe I might do something. But we've got loads of stuff planned the rest of the days, so. The main reason I was going is for wrestling because I'm sticking with the New Japan theme, which is why I picked the press conference and just, to see the fashion, because obviously we know that is the main thing. And obviously I hope there's some tables getting thrown.
Well, that should be fun. That should be fun. You get some good content there. But yes, we're excited for Sonal representing over in Japan for Wrestle Kingdom, Wrestle Dynasty weekend. So we appreciate y'all if you're joining us live here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel for our special big preview of Tokyo Dome weekend. This is our annual thing that we do here, previewing the Tokyo Dome shows. Of course, Wrestle Kingdom 19 coming up this Saturday, Wrestle Dynasty this Sunday. I believe Wrestle Kingdom will start at 3 a.m. Eastern over here in the U.S. on, I guess you could say Friday night, Saturday morning. And then Wrestle Dynasty, from what I checked on NJPWWorld.com, will start at 11 p.m. Eastern time.
Can I just say, I'm so glad I'm going to be there live, because otherwise it's like 4 a.m. here.
Yeah, I'm honestly, I'm thankful this year that I'm here and not in the UK, because that would have been a pain for WrestleMania.
Yeah, because in Japan it starts at 1 in the afternoon, so it's like a great time.
They're like we're gonna do a matinee show for all.
Yeah, just for me.
But yeah, we'll keep you posted throughout the week. We probably will do a watch along for Wrestle Dynasty, because it does start at a convenient time for us. Most likely, though, we will be doing a Wrestle Kingdom watch along as well. But join us back here next Monday, where we'll be doing our review. Sonal will still be in Japan, but it will be me, J News. Maybe we'll find someone else to try to fill in the shoes for Sonal. But we appreciate y'all if you're joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back. The simplest way possible is by dropping the thumbs up on this video. You could share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you, hear your thoughts, your predictions on NJPW's Wrestle Kingdom 19 and NJPW and AEW's Wrestle Dynasty on January 5th. We want to hear your predictions in the live chat. We'll try to highlight as many of your comments as possible. But of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, you can send a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here. And we always appreciate the support. Like our good brother, one of our members of the channel, I Make Beats. Thank you so much, I Make Beats, for the support. He sends a super chat donation saying, THH, best in the game. Let's get it. Doing that THH2 emoji. We also got I Make Beats, who says, 2 morning pay-per-views for us UK folks. Stoked. There you go.
To be fair, like the Wrestle Kingdom one always works because I think it's like 8 o'clock. So even like normally it's fine. And I think the earliest it's been is maybe like 6. But yeah, Wrestle Dynasty, I think it's because it's a Sunday, and New Japan tend to have Sunday shows really early anyway.
Yeah. But, yeah, they always do. They always do like the earlier Sunday shows.
Yeah, so I think they were like, and I think they want to give it, because obviously normal shows on Sunday only like 3 hours. This is like, they're probably going to be 4 or 5 hours. So
Yeah, this is gonna be 4 or 5 hours. Man, I got a lot to do on Saturday, and they're gonna have me up from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. Hopefully, I can get in a few hours sleep after that. But yes,
Power nap.
yeah, I'm a power nap because that's my mom's birthday, so we're doing a birthday party for her, so I'm gonna be busy on Saturday. That's great. We got Negro Puck in the chat who says, "What's up, THH gang? Good to see you." We got Call Me Mr. Bonda who says, "This is what I've been waiting for. Let's talk some Tokyo Dome pretty so." Thank you so much, Mr. Bonda, in the chat joining us today. But yes, and we also got I Made Beast. This is J News doing overtime. Yeah, J News been on like 3 shows this week, Sonal. He was on our AEW.
I keep seeing the links, and I'm like, yeah, they're working J News overtime for AEW.
He's getting that overtime here on True Hill Heat, talking about AEW. You had fun, J News, though.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's never a dull time or a bad time at the end of the day. Brother like me just used to overworking all that jazz, so it's all good in the hood on my end, But yeah, man, let's get to talking about this Wrestle Kingdom stuff and everything that's going to go down in the Tokyo Dome this weekend. Yeah, exciting times, man. Exciting times.
Indeed. Also got Dustin who says Wrestle Kingdom 19 will be a real test on whether what they've done for the past 6 months has paid off. And that is a great segue to start our preview here and ask the question we asked on all of our pay-per-view previews here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. What is your excitement level, your hype level, your anticipation for this Saturday's Wrestle Kingdom 19 we're going to start with? So we'll just start with Wrestle Kingdom 19 by itself. Sonal, 0 to 10, where are you at excitement level?
9, because I think once I land in Japan and I have my first look at the Tokyo Dome, then I think it'll probably shoot up to like a 15. And then when it gets to Saturday, it'll be a 20 out of 10. So
there you go. Wise. She's leaving room for improvement. J News, what about you?
Oh man, for Wrestle Kingdom, man, I'm at a good. Yeah, I'm with Dunstan, man. I'm at a good 8 right now for Wrestle Kingdom. Just as I have been the latter part of the year, just a little cautious and about what's going to be happening with the new generation of New Japan wrestlers, seeing as to what their futures in 2025 are beholden to. Hopefully we get a good match out of the legendary Tetsuya Naito after 2 weeks removed from eye surgery. So that will be.
Did you see his interview talking?
Yes.
The one with Hiromu talking about what he was seeing. How is that man standing in a ring? Never mind wrestling.
I did, like when he was talking about how he had to try his hardest just to balance, and then he was talking about only seeing things on a flat plane and a diagonal plane. I was like, what?
His knees are the least of his problems.
Exactly. I was like, oh man. I was like, you know what, man? Not to say that no wrestlers are troopers, but like what he's been going through the last several years, I can't even believe what. How can he was talking about seeing double the whole time, and he sees 2 of everybody. And I'm like, how do you make that out, dude? Like,
well, and the thing is, it's like I think somebody said that it was something genetic.
It could. I have no idea.
I swear I read something. They were like, it's something that because someone was like, oh, it's just the common thing of strong style, and someone went, this isn't something that happens from injury. And they were like, it seems like it's something genetic, and then obviously because he has these injuries and the line of work he's in, that seems to like push it.
Yeah.
Again, this is speculation. I'm not saying.
Yeah. It's tough. It correlates a bit. I was down the rabbit hole on YouTube yesterday. Shouts to Wrestling Colin, watching some documentaries he made on Misawa and Kenta Kobashi. And I'm there like, oh yeah, these guys really do put their freaking body through the ringer at the end of the day. So
and dropped on your head over and over and over again will do that to you.
So like, just knowing that and like understanding what Naito's been going through, it's like, damn man, like just chill out, man. Take some time off.
To answer the excitement question for Wrestle Kingdom, I'm at an 8.5. I'm at an 8.5. I really like this card. I think top to bottom, it's up there with 2023 Wrestle Kingdom 17 as far as top to bottom. A very well balanced show that I think is going to deliver a lot of great matches. I have more faith than a lot of other people in the main event, so I would say 8.5.
Thing is that we've been Shota supporters very long time.
Shooter stands.
And I mentioned it on the preview that I'm gonna post later on that I've got scheduled, because this is what I've got to do, guys. Because turns out you've got to plan ahead. The thing is that people are thinking way too like this is gonna be, whatever it is, an amazing match. We have seen Shota put on good matches, and Zack Sabre Jr. We have said this. It's near impossible to see someone he's not had a good match with, except maybe Evil. But I think even the best wrestler in the world could not have a good match with Evil.
I don't know. I've seen Okada and Omega have good matches with Evil.
Well, which Evil?
Well, I think that
Gobernador's de Japan's Evil or House of Torches Evil.
Hey, I know you don't watch AEW much, but I will not have anything said about Okada and Ospreay after World's End in their classic, in the Continental Classic. That I think that they could still get a good match out of this Evil.
Well, we need to see that Okada needs to bring his butt back to have this match, because at this point, Evil, I've got no hope for that man.
He's too busy slapping bald people in the head and giving them only like 30%, and then turning around and giving 100% to his best friend. That's what he did on Saturday.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yes, we got Dustin who says they can't afford it. Naito is the legit top guy. It shows when he's at the top. But what is your excitement level 0 to 10 for Wrestle Dynasty? Jay News.
Yeah, Wrestle Dynasty for me is the more interesting show just because of all the international talent. Yeah, I'm at a good I'm at a good 8.5 on this, a little bit more above than Wrestle Kingdom, just because I get to watch Mina a little bit here. It's we'll have whoever wins between Takeshita and Shingo go up against Tomohiro Ishii, so that should be a banger at the end of the day. I'm actually looking forward to this Ricochet versus Zack Sabre Jr. match, to be quite honest, just to see as to how it all plays in Japan. And, for all intents and purposes, we do get the return of the cleaner at Wrestle Dynasty. It'll be Kenny.
And that's the whole reason why I'm probably like at a 9 for Wrestle Dynasty. I think Kenny Omega puts it over the top. I think that you're going to see a common theme going into this weekend of people who are mostly Peruso or New Japan fans. They're going to be into the Wrestle Kingdom card more than Wrestle Dynasty, and more of the people that are fans of kind of like all of wrestling and particularly AEW, they're going to be more excited for Wrestle Dynasty. So it's going to be that split depending on what's their preference in their wrestling habits and enjoyment. So where are you at, Sonal, as far as 0 to 10 excitement for Wrestle Dynasty?
And I think that's exactly where what you've literally mentioned is my rating. So I'm about a 7, because, like you said, Wrestle Dynasty is more for the overall fans, especially those who watch AEW. Obviously, I don't know. So when I was doing my preview, I was trying to look. They said that the match order hadn't been determined, but Kenny and Gabe was out. I assume that's the main event.
Yes, that's usually how New Japan puts out the match order on the website, is how the match order is going to be on the show.
Yeah, because it did say match card not decided, but I was like, it basically seems about right.
I believe the only reason they're saying that is they may move Zack versus Ricochet to the main event if it's for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so obviously, I'm excited for that match, and there are quite a few, but I think some of them, I look at the storyline, I'm taking this in not just from like the show, but like the pre-show, the Ring of Honor tag titles, like just there's a lot of things to me that doesn't make sense, and maybe I mean, I could say, oh, it's because I don't watch AEW, but from the looks of it, AEW is not doing anything to hype up this show either. So I think it's just, I just have a disconnect with some of the storylines, or not storylines, but the purpose for some of them. Like, for example, Sammy Guevara in the Ring of Honor thing. Well, Doki's been calling the guy out for weeks, for months. So yeah, that's the reason why. So like, the matches will be great. I'm just very confused about the angles for most of them.
This is why you come for this preview. This is why you're here. So we can explain anything you don't understand before you get on the plane. Exactly. But yeah, and that's what I saw too. I saw that kind of like it was kind of a split between like the international fans and the New Japan fans as far as what they were more excited for. So I found that very interesting because I feel like with Forbidden Door, I've seen that more New Japan fans are always kind of into that, despite like a quick turnaround right after like Dominion. They get into it. They've gotten into it over the last couple of years. Whereas with Wrestle Dynasty, AEW has booked everything close together, so they haven't even mentioned it. And then they have Kenny come back on Saturday, and then the commentary.
Didn't the commentary say like, oh, we don't know when he'll be back, and then everyone online's like, because I'm not watched the show, but everyone was like, he's literally having a match in like less than a week.
He's headlining the Tokyo Dome.
That's because Tony Schiavone doesn't watch anything outside of AEW. He's proven that time and time again.
Does he not have nose? Do they not say?
No, absolutely not. No.
Why don't they have some? Why doesn't they have like Tony Khan talking in their ear to be like, "Hey, promote Wrestle Dynasty"? But I don't think Tony Khan remembers either.
Not even promote Wrestle Dynasty when he made the mistake. Are you a stupid idiot? There's a show coming up in a week at one of the biggest and most prestigious wrestling venues ever.
Hey, you gotta have respect for the legend Tony Schiavone. Don't do that. Don't do that. But we got Dustin. He says we're supposed to have 2 title matches for Dynasty with the global and world title. Yeah, I think they're only going to announce it after the defenses at Wrestle Kingdom, though.
Yeah, I would say so, because if they're holding off, right, on who's in the match, we got to have hope. We got to have hope, you know. So that's where we're at with that.
We also got Call Me Mr. Bond, a good shout here. It says, side note, TK and Gato must give us the Yota Suji versus Kazuchika Okada at Forbidden Door next year.
That's the hope.
He's been talking that shit.
Is there an AW show the day after Dynasty?
No, 2 days after.
Yeah, they do Wednesday for Dynamite.
Because I made a really bizarre prediction, and I'll mention it on here. I'll give you all the spoiler when it gets to it. But I think that's the thing, like everything that is really confusing, because obviously there's been a lot of people complaining about how like there's a lack of stars, because I think they've advertised all the big stars for the big show.
I think that the stars that they have on Wrestle Dynasty is enough. Like Kenny Omega. Exactly. Like you if you get Kenny Omega, I don't understand Conan, and I don't understand New Japan fans who are saying that y'all not getting big stars. Kenny Omega went to AAA. Kenny Omega's in the Tokyo Dome. How is AEW not giving you their biggest stars?
I think we've got great ones. Like, and I'm saying like I never defend AEW, but we've got Kenny Omega, Ricochet, Mercedes Moné, sorry, I'm trying to think of the
Konosuke Takeshita.
Sorry, Takeshita. Yeah, Takeshita's big enough. We've got him for both days. As much as people like to admit, like they're trying to push Jack Perry. Brody is gonna have an amazing match. They've not just given us even bloody, like, I know it's a stupid match and I don't get it, but having Sammy Guevara and Dustin Rhodes. So like my cousin's coming with me to watch it, and she's never watched New Japan or anything, but she used to watch WWE. So when I said, oh, Cesaro's there. Oh, Goldust is there. Oh, Sasha Banks is there. So she was like, oh, well, I will know people there.
Yeah, they're giving you stars that these Japan fans will most likely know, because most of the people that they're using are either known by the Japanese fans or known internationally. Dustin saying Kenny is a star in Japan, but the other AEW stars aren't as big compared to your Okadas, Ospreay, Jay, etc. Why are you comparing it to them? They're gone. Y'all need to move on. Like, this is my plea to y'all New Japan fans. Y'all need to move on and stop comparing everybody to people who left y'all because y'all didn't want to pay them. If y'all don't got the money to pay these guys, they left. They're gone. Stop comparing AEW giving you talent that is going to translate to the Japanese fans. We saw Jack Perry become a very engaged heel earlier this year in the New Japan Cup and get all that heat in Windy City Riot. We saw Konosuke Takeshita steal the show in the G1. We saw Ricochet get a big response at Power Struggle, and now he's one of the biggest heels in AEW. We got Brody King, who had a breakout again in the Continental Classic, just had one of the best TV matches of the year against Will Ospreay on Dynamite. Like, what the fuck are y'all complaining about?
Man,
I will say. Oh, sorry, you go, Genius.
It's all right. Look, everyone is due their opinions at the end of the day, but the reality of the situation is that these shows are well spread out. I think that the matches are well booked, and I'll say this ahead of time. David Finley, if he does beat the Big Suge, has no business beating Brody King. So that's my take on that. But regardless of all that,
literally, we didn't even get to the match yet. Like, you could have saved that for the match.
You know, Daniels is on that. I'm gonna say now,
I have to put that first. To the Negro Bucks dissent here in the comments. Gabe Kidd, big fan. Hopefully he has a tremendous outing against Kenny Omega at Wrestle Dynasty. And I'm looking forward to all the unique matches that have been set up. I don't think Dustin's been in Japan since the early 90s. It's been a while. Because I remember VHS tapes of him doing tours in All Japan and New Japan in the early 90s. And stuff like that. Yeah, Dustin's been around that long. So it's been a while for him there. It's going to be an interesting experience for Sammy Guevara to be in Japan. I don't know if he'll be over, if people will know who he is and things of that nature. But
I mean, he's de facto babyface against House of Torture. So.
Sure, absolutely. There you go. So I think that'll be interesting, and Athena making her first appearance in Japan as well here on this Wrestle Dynasty card that we're talking about and things of that nature. So that's gonna be cool too. So the exchange, I think it's a good exchange, regardless of if some of these wrestlers are less popular than some of the people who've left New Japan. But I can't tell people to forget or get over the bridge.
You should be happy. You got a new girlfriend and you complaining that she don't cook like the last girlfriend. That's all it sounds like to me. That's all it sounds. Oh, why can't you cook like the last girl? Come on. They're gonna cook just as well. We're gonna see on Sunday with that show. But Saturday, January 4th, you know the deal. It's Tokyo Dome. It's Wrestle Kingdom 19. And of course, we got to talk about the kickoff, which is going to be our New Japan Rambo with new stakes involved. The New Japan Rambo over the last couple of years has determined the final four would move on to New Year's Dash to verse in a four-way match to determine the inaugural King of Pro Wrestling provisional champion for that year, with the Great Okan going to a double KO with Tai Chi on the road to Tokyo Dome. He made the announcement that they are retiring the KOPW championship. So Great Okan was the final champion for 2024. There will be no champion for 2025. Instead, the winner of the New Japan Rambo will go on to get a shot at the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. J News, who you got in the New Japan Rambo?
So the Rambo just turned into the Royal Rumble, basically, right? This is
basically. Okay. Basically, it's individual intervals battle royal to determine the number one contender for the top prize.
All right. I don't even know who's in it. There's still too many possibilities.
There's too many possibilities, but I think that the fact that it's for a shot at the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, I think you have to do reasonable mathematics.
Bushi won't be in it.
Yeah, you basically have to do simple mathematics and realize that there's going to be a lot of people in this match that have no chance of winning. And then you have to look at the rest of the card and see who's not on the card that probably should have been on the card, and that will probably get you to who you want to pick.
Oh, I like this one. Louis Vale said Oleg. Yeah, he's not on it at all. And I can imagine he'd be one of the top guys.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not going to go with Oleg Boltin just because I'm not a fan at the end of the day. Doesn't matter to me there. But I wonder if anybody will pull double duty. That's really more or less where I'm at with it. If anyone who ends up in the Rambo ends up having to pull double duty on Wrestle Kingdom, that'll give me more of a better purview as to who might win the Rambo. But if it's just going to be somebody who gets a one-off,
yeah, that's what the Rambo is. The Rambo never has anyone doing double duty. It's Rambo is usually just a match for the people that didn't get on the Wrestle Kingdom card.
I get that.
It's not. I am telling you, J News.
I know that.
You're making this a little too difficult for yourself. I'm gonna say I'm 90% sure whoever's on the card is not in the Rambo.
Yeah, I can't see it. I can't see it. I can't see it. I can't see it. I can't see it, man. The one-off shit just doesn't work for me, especially within the New Japan structure.
It's gonna be someone on the roster.
I know that part. I just can't see any. Like, who you gonna give me? Evil? Like, come on.
No, Evil's on the card. He's not in the Rambo.
We're not even joking with that, Jay.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, it's reasonable mathematics. Just pick someone that isn't on the card that is on the New Japan roster. I'm going with someone returning from injury because if you're gonna do a Royal Rumble, that's the best way to do it. Yuya Uemura.
Is he ready? I don't know if he's ready.
Probably not. But that's a better answer than what you just gave me, J News.
That's fine. I mean, whatever. But it's like the card is stacked. That's what I'm saying. Like, by going through the card, it's like I wouldn't be able to tell you who because it's like most of the core New Japan guys have matches. So it's like, who am I gonna pick? Like a New Japan dad? Like Nagata?
No, Gabe's not got a match. Sanada's not got a match.
Yeah, Gabe doesn't have a match on Wrestle Kingdom. Yes. Sonata doesn't have a match on Wrestle Kingdom. Tai Chi doesn't have a match. Like, there's mad guys that are that get a shot.
I couldn't think of it at the end of the day. So there you go. There's options. I didn't think of who. Like that. I just couldn't wrap my head around it. Tai Chi seems like a good fit though. We finally get that match. As long as Zack retains and Tai Chi wins.
I feel like if Tai Chi wins this, then that's almost like a certainty that Zack's gonna win. Because I mean, Tai Chi versus Shota literally makes no sense.
No one wants to see that.
You want to see Zack versus Tai Chi because they didn't give it us in the New Japan Cup. They kicked Tai Chi out of the G1. Obviously, they didn't kick him out. He lost his opportunity. But you know what I mean? So
they probably will use this matchup to kind of further the whole Tai Chi Sonata feud.
They could. They definitely could.
Mm-hmm.
They could do that. I'm actually, you know what? To put him over before he probably likely takes a loss the next night, I'm going with Gabe Kidd.
Okay.
Wins the Rambo, number one contender. So when he loses to Kenny the next night, it's no sweat off.
It's like a balancing out, isn't it? Like, oh, you know what? That's fair enough. They've still pushed him, but at least the loss is to Kenny Omega.
Exactly. But you're going with Tai Chi, Sonal?
Just for the Dangerous Techers love. Just
that
because we need it. Also, I think Tai Chi has been underrated for so many years, especially since his turn to babyface. I think he has had some great matches, and like even obviously his match against was it Finley for the global?
Yeah.
That was phenomenal, and I think he's great and deserves.
I dread that it's Sonata winning this whole thing.
You know what? It could be. We'll not think about that. It's Tai Chi. It's going to be Tai Chi. It's Tai Chi.
Dustin, he says, when was the last time you had two Gaijins main event a major pay-per-view like a New Beginning in Osaka? Well, I don't think it was Osaka, but it was in Sapporo. It's Kenny Omega versus Jay White for the IWGP United States Championship.
I remember that well.
Mm-hmm. Because that was the big Cody turns on Kenny in the post match, and then the Golden Lovers, and then the Golden Lovers reunion. Like that's one of the biggest. That's one of the best angles that New Japan has ever done.
Because you know why it was so good was because it started the thing that led to the Civil War, you know, with the Tongans. Like it was just it was pure evidence of New Japan's long storytelling that some people complain about, but actually it can work in many ways, and this was one of them.
Yeah. J News, final pick for the Rambo.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tai Chi as well. Just you know, I don't feel like Dunstan feels like that it ruins the main event. I don't. At the end of the day, you can go either way. It doesn't really matter in that sense. Plus, I don't feel like Shooter has a chance anyways. So what does it matter?
But I like what Dustin says. Like if Gabe wins, you can go either way.
Exactly,
you could see a main event of a Shooter versus Gabe or Gabe versus ZSJ. So I like Gabe.
That's a good take. That's a good take. Yeah, but I'm going with Tai Chi for the sake of it. Call me Mr. Bonda has a good legacy pick there in Hiroki Goto.
Yeah, I would love. You know what the thing is though, as much as I'd love Goto to win, I can't keep watching him get these opportunities and not win them. So
exactly, I'm good.
I don't need the heartache again.
I'm good on Goto getting any shot at the IWGP Heavyweight Championship until that man retires. Until he's on his retirement tour, no more shots for you, sir. Louis with a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Louis, for the support. He says, Ole Bolton Rambo agenda. There you go. And we also got Nicky Boy, Negro Buck Nick Jackson, who says, Gabe, Kid, War, ready. Gabe, Kid, War, ready. That's theme song's banger fire emoji. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. He has nothing but bangers. The Bullet Club War Dogs theme song is a banger as well. But you know what else is going to be a banger, Sonal, J News? The opener to the main card of Wrestle Kingdom 19, the Tokyo Terra ladder match. The first ever ladder match to take place inside the Tokyo Dome. It will be the intergalactic jet setters of Kushida and Kevin Knight defending the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships against the winners of the Super Junior Tag League, the Ichiban Sweet Boys, Robbie Eagles and Kosei Fujita, former champions TJP and Francisco Akira, and former champions the Bullet Club War Dogs, Clark Connors and Drilla Maloney. This should be so much fun. Of course, it was in Super Junior Tag League, the Ichiban Sweet Boys beating Catch 2-2 to win the finals. But during the course of the tournament, the Intergalactic Jet Setters were beaten by Catch 2-2. So they wanted to give them a title opportunity. But the Bullet Club War Dogs had victories over the Ichiban Sweet Boys, over the Jet Setters, over Catch 2-2. So they laid out all three teams, set the challenge for a four-way at Wrestle Kingdom. And then over the course of the road to Tokyo Dome and the four-way preview matches, singles four-way matches between these two teams, things heated up to a point that it needed to be made a Tokyo Terra ladder match. Sonal, how excited are you for this match? What have you thought about the build? What do you think wins on Saturday?
For me, because I think pretty much all the time it's the junior tag titles that open the show. And it's always the best thing. Now, Nicky Boy says four-way title ladder match. We saw something for the Fed didn't book it. I get it. And, I think multi-man matches tend to not always hit in New Japan. Similarly with, stuff like gimmicks. However, and we always say this, there's something special about the junior tag division. And, like SP3 has said, the build-up has been great. They have had those... So they had it at the US show and then they had it at the Road to Tokyo. You can see the animosity, and even outside the four of them in these two matches, for the last year or so, they've just been at each other's throats. So it makes sense for them to have an extra. God, there's the junior. Imagine them flying off ladders. This is gonna be great as long as someone said that they don't get hurt. We don't need that. because there are some crazy ones in that match. But I think it's going to be amazing, and I have Ichiban Sweet Boys winning because Fujita needs to win this. He needs to be. I don't know if it counts with the tag titles because I know he said that he's still got time to be the youngest ever IWGP champion of sorts. So I think if he wins the tag ones, that's counted, isn't it?
Yeah.
He has to make history at the Tokyo Dome and help paint the Tokyo Dome tango.
J News, who you got here?
First things first, I didn't know this was supposed to be a ladder match until yesterday. So I was not privy to that stipulation. With that being said, winners. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Ichiban Sweet Boys too. I think that if the first match gives us any indication that the new generation will flourish and go forward into 2025 for New Japan Pro Wrestling, if one of them wins a championship, it's a good sign. So,
but I think the thing is, J News, is that it could work for any of them because they've all got somebody like.
No, I'm talking about.
Nah, it's the Japanese talent. That's the new generation.
Japanese guys. It's got to be the Ichiban Sweet Boys at this point. I'm not trying to take away anything from any of the other talents in the match as well. It has been reported recently, as of this morning or yesterday night or whatever the case is, that Kevin Knight's contract is expiring in January. So I love Kev, man. At the end of the day, I just want the best for him. So depending as to what he wants to do, they're not going to give a tag title back to, they're currently the champs now, but like if Kev's on his way out, they're not winning that. The dogs are always an exciting team to watch. At the end of the day, Maloney's huge right now, so he'll be the biggest man in that match. So I think
again doubting his ability to be in the junior division.
Yeah. So I think he'll be taking some punishment, being that he's the biggest guy in the match. And I just feel like the Ichiban Sweet Boys, with the way that they've come together, and obviously them winning the Super Junior Tag League tournament and things of that nature. And like I said, the point of having one of the new generation guys have a championship to start off the show, TMDK for the win.
I agree with you guys. I'm going with the Ichiban Sweet Boys. Got to get Fujita his first gold. Next, we got to talk about the second match on the main card, which will be for the IWGP Women's Championship. Mayu Iwatani will defend against the challenger Azumi. Mayu Iwatani has reigned as the IWGP Women's Champion since winning the gold all the way back in April of last year at All-Star Grand Queendom from Mercedes Moné, and she has been defending the title against a litany of challengers throughout 2024, going on almost 2 years since winning the title. She had instant classics against Momo Watanabe at Historic Crossover, against Sabre at All-Star Grand Queendom, against Shuri at the beginning of the year. She was among the best women's wrestlers in the world this year in 2024. But Azumi has always been viewed as the future of Stardom. While Mayu Iwatani has been the icon, Azumi has been the high-speed princess coming through the ring, setting records, broke the record set by Mayu Iwatani as high-speed champion. And now, after gaining a victory over Mayu in the 5-star Grand Prix, she cashes in an opportunity at the IWGP Women's Championship at the biggest stage possible in the Tokyo Dome at Wrestle Kingdom 19. Please, dear Lord, dear in Christ, Gato, will you please give the woman more than 5 minutes? Please give them more than. We need more than 5 minutes. Yes, give them time. If they give them anything above 10 minutes, I am sure this is going to be one of the best matches on the show. But I am calling for a new IWGP Women's Champion. Azumi is crowned on Saturday. Sonal, who you got?
Yeah, I mean, Mayu has done so much for the title, but I think she's at like the top, the pinnacle of what she can do. Anything else, and I feel like it's gonna start getting the criticisms of it being boring. bring in Azumi. She's young, but she has so much experience. She's so talented in the ring. And I think it'll be a nice bit of fresh air, like a new breath of fresh air for the title. And what better place to do that than the Tokyo Dome? Because I think it's, again, I hope they get more than like 5 minutes, but I think it's a huge thing that they've got it at Wrestle Kingdom. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because basically they kind of made like their Stardom show this week kind of like a lame duck show. Like I was looking at it, I was like, other than Dump Matsumoto being on the show, like there isn't any kind of real draws to the show. There isn't really any big title matches because they just did their big Queendom show or Dreamdom show on Sunday, and that had the big title matches and big title changes over there. They've kind of made this like a Road 2 show on Friday ahead of Saturday. So they are really saving it, the big matchup for this week for Stardom on the Wrestle Kingdom card. So it means a lot. That's what I'm asking. Please give them above 10 minutes. I'm not asking for much, just above.
Yeah, we're not asking for like a 30-minute time limit. Just give us more than 10 minutes.
Just more than 10 minutes. That's all I ask. J News, who you got?
Clean sweep here, man. I'm going for Azumi. I feel like from what I've watched this year, I'm with Mr. Bonda here. If Azumi and SLK are not atop Stardom's card going into 2025, I don't know what they're doing. It was the violence I saw during that Micah versus that match yesterday, hardcore women's matches, A-okay, but I haven't seen something that violent in a long time. So Stardom is doing good work in the ring. Azumi's a hell of a talent. I think Sonal said that or you put it SP3 that Azumi's supposed to be she's been meant to be the future of Stardom. She's been around for a long time, dude. So you got to get the future rolling right now. You know what I'm saying? And making that title change, and basically, Mayu Iwatani, basically, in a sense, not completely, because I don't feel like Mayu's going to retire anytime soon, but in a sense, passing the torch to Azumi, who's been with the company for a long period of time, and she could definitely do different things with that championship and whatnot. I think that it'll be cool, and having that moment at the Tokyo Dome would be something historic, not only for Azumi but for both of them, because I know they'll put on a hell of a match, and they'll get the fans on their feet for sure.
I agree with you, but we're all going for the title change in that one, and I think because of who's the champion is, we might be all going for a title change in this one, in a 4-way match for the NJPW World Television Championship. Ren Narita of the House of Torture defends against El Phantasmo, Roye Uyowa of TMDK, and United Empire's Jeff Cobb. It was Ren Narita who won the title from Jeff Cobb and Yota Tsuji in a 3-way match. I believe this was back at King of Pro Wrestling. I'm not mistaken. Some of these fall shows mashed together for me in memory, and especially because I wanted to forget that Ren Narita was the world television champion. But that's what happened. It was set up with Roye Uyowa and Jeff Cobb coming out at Power Struggle, and it set up a 3-way match between those 3 men for the title. But El Phantasmo, I said it before it was revealed. He made the announcement on social media that they found a tumor of cancer in his blood. So he had to basically be pulled from the World Tag League. We did not know what his future would be. But then on the Road 2 show ahead of the Tokyo Dome, it was Santa who came with a gift for Ren Narita, and he pulled out a phone that had the very familiar lights of El Phantasmo, bringing out Phantasmo, who announced that he was in remission from cancer and he was medically cleared to compete. So he was adding his name, throwing his name in the hat for the 4-way at Wrestle Kingdom for the NJPW World Television Championship. New Japan Pro Wrestling, don't play no games. There's one obvious choice here. It's El Phantasmo. ELP, crown him on Saturday. Sonal?
Yeah. So literally, when I did my preview, at first I was like, oh no, I think I'd love Jeff Cobb. But then I was like, wait, no, Jeff Cobb's had his time with the title. If anything, I think he needs to be not something bad to like disregard the television championship, but he needs to be in IWGP. And then I thought, I didn't think Oiwa was gonna have it because I just think it's not the right belt for him. And then I was like, well, yeah, ELP, like imagine his comeback. You heard the reactions from the fans. There was not a dry eye in the house when he came back. And for him to win at Wrestle Kingdom, like, it will cement his role as probably like one of the top Gaikokujins. You know what I mean? Because he's already got massive popularity, and I think it would just be the right transition because obviously he was junior heavyweight, but he's not had singles gold as he's a heavyweight.
Not yet.
No, so I think the TV title would be that nice bridge. I think he works in those, and I think with
that would be his first
style,
singles gold in New Japan.
Yeah, and I think with the style of obviously the stipulation of 15 minutes, I think that would work very well with ELP's ring style. Because again, like when his junior matches, they were always quite short because that was like the dynamic, and I think it would work very well. And also, welcome back ELP.
Yeah, 100%. Dustin says ELP beat cancer equals title change. Uyawa should be going for bigger things in 2025. I feel like Uyawa's style fits more for never open weight, so I would prefer that to be his first title. The NJPW World Television Championship, I think, would be fun with ELP. 15-minute time limit with his style, that would be a lot of fun. So that's another reason why I'm going with him. J News, who you got?
Anyone but Ren Narita. That's who I got. Anyone but Ren.
Did you watch On the Road to Tokyo Dome when they were, because I think Cobb was on commentary and he was like, oh well, I just don't understand why like they just put ELP, and then Chris Charlton said, yes, but with ELP there's even less chance that Narita is gonna win.
Anyone but Ren Narita is my pick. But if I'm going with one particular person, yeah, man, it would be the more emotional pick. It'll be the best pick for the crowd to get behind if ELP wins the TV championship. As long as he stays healthy, man, good luck to him. Hopefully everything works out for the best for ELP going forward. And it should be a good match. It should be a good match. I hope that the three competitors in Oiwa and ELP and Jeff Cobb put on a show for the folks, because Ren Narita is just going to bore people to death at the end of the day.
No. Just hope that Ren Narita decides to do the typical heel thing, just stay outside for most of it.
Right. You know, doing push-ups on his push-up bar. Let him make good use.
It's a stupid weapon as well.
So that is my hope. ELP for the win here, but honestly, anybody but Ren at this point, because it's.
Do you remember a time when it was anyone but Tai Chi? We've moved on to that. Now it's anyone.
We've moved on, and then it was anyone but Evil, and now it's anyone
but House of Torture.
Genesis J says, give the title to ELP. Ren sucks. Thank you so much, Genesis J, for the super chat donation. That is J News's #1 fan. So we always appreciate you joining us for these New Japan previews and reviews. But we got another match to preview here, and I don't have much to talk about here because this is probably my break to try to get something to eat or wake my kids up or do some other stuff, because we have Hiroshi Tanahashi's final road lumberjack death match. Hiroshi Tanahashi will go one-on-one with Evil in his second to last Wrestle Kingdom match. Yes, it was Hiroshi Tanahashi at King of Pro Wrestling who made the announcement that he will retire and have his final match at Wrestle Kingdom 20 next year in 2026. So this would be the final year, the retirement tour of the ace of the world, the most important star in New Japan Pro Wrestling history. So of course he's been in a House of Torture feud for the past year. meaning that we would have a singles match scheduled and announced. The first match announced for Wrestle Kingdom 19 this year was Hiroshi Tanahashi going one-on-one with Evil. Then at Power Struggle, after weeks and weeks on the road to of Evil challenging Tanahashi to put his career on the line at this year's Wrestle Kingdom against him, Hiroshi Tanahashi had enough. He attacked Evil with a steel chair, battering him to the point that the steel chair was broken, and he said he would accept his challenge to put his career on the line only if it was a lumberjack death match. No disqualification. The lumberjacks have free range during this matchup. Weapons are allowed. Tanahashi wins. Sonal.
Yeah, I mean, it's also hair. Has it been confirmed? I feel like it's hair versus hair as well.
Is it?
Well, because obviously,
I haven't heard any of that.
Did you watch the Tokyo Dome?
I did see that Evil cut Tanahashi's hair.
Yeah. And then afterwards, Tana said something about he was gonna shave Evil's hair or something out. Like, I think, and that made me think even more that it was gonna be Evil losing, because no one's gonna make Tanahashi shave his hair at Tokyo Dome, because there will be people crying.
Yes, it would.
Yeah, they're holding. If it's supposed to be a hair versus hair match, they're holding this event at the wrong venue. So if it's a lucha de apuestas, it's got to be over Mexico City, bro. No, but at the end of the day, I'm just wondering who the other lumberjacks are going to be outside of HOT in the match. Who will be there?
Oh, you mean for Tana?
Yeah, for Tana. Who's
be Hontai?
Hontai and Chaos. I assume Chaos will probably.
Hontai. It'll be Yano, Oleg. The New Japan dads, those guys.
No, you know what'd be funny if at this match, everybody else will come. Like all the rest of LID, you'll see Bushi and all of them. They just hate House of Torch so much that Tanahashi has brought together the entire roster. The Young Lions will be out. Who else? Empire members will be out. There'll be Milano Collection AT will come out.
Milano, baby. Hell yeah.
I love it.
Milano have his dog on the leash. He'll bring it back for one match.
The Bears is back out and all that shit, right?
We're all going with Tada though, right?
Yes, it's absolutely
okay.
Yeah.
I don't need to worry here.
Yeah.
I don't need to worry. But I was almost worried, guys. I thought one of us. Well, there we go. Stephen Chambers says picking Evil.
You know, contrary to popular belief, everybody's got a right to their own opinion. You can pick Evil. You can pick Evil all you want. It's fine. It's absolutely
everyone has a right to their opinion, but there also are such things as wrong or flawed opinions. Also, just got to be fair and balanced. But we got our next big title match on the card, and boy, oh boy, this has all the makings of being a certified banger in the streets. Shingo Takagi will defend the never open weight championship against Konosuke Takeshita, who will put up the AEW International Championship. Yes, it is a double title match. Shingo Takeshita, it's going down. First time ever. Takeshita made the open challenge at Fighting Spirit Unleashed to anyone on the New Japan roster to face him for the international gold. It was Shingo Takagi who answered the call, but said that he wanted to put up his never openweight championship for a double title showdown. And it has been made official after Takeshita pulled off the win in an awesome match against Powerhouse Hobbs at World's End. He will now put up the international gold. So now, how much are you looking forward to this one? Who you got on Saturday?
Like, this is the match I'm most looking forward to. The entire, like, it's weird though, because obviously you've got later on, you've got Naito and Hiromu, which is exciting, but like this one has me like it has been since it was announced, because this Shingo, amazing, one of the best wrestlers in the world. Takeshita, one of the best wrestlers in the world. Put them together. It's just like, it's a match made in heaven, and for many people, a dream match that we never thought would happen. Never mind at the Tokyo Dome on Wrestle Kingdom. Like, you might have assumed, oh, maybe Dynasty. No, they gave it us on Wrestle Kingdom. And I guess, and I think we mentioned this, maybe, I can't remember which one. As much as on True Heel Heat, we love Shingo. We are the biggest Shingo fans. I've got Takeshita winning this.
We're also the biggest Takeshita fans, because I also got Takeshita winning this one.
It's
news.
Yeah, if it didn't read one count to a finish with a 60-minute time limit, I would have said this would have gone to a draw. But since it's a 60-minute time limit, somebody's got to win. So, yeah, man, I can't see Takeshita losing here. I just can't. And that has nothing to do with Shingo. Shingo Takagi is a Hall of Fame professional wrestler. Still, and I mention this every time we're on stream, my favorite and the best IWGP World Heavyweight Champion there has been in New Japan so far. Zack's reign is short, folks. Zack's reign, it's still new. All right. So, but it's still Shingo for me. But at the end of the day, I can't see Takeshita losing here. I was thinking in my brain of brains, just because of what I've been watching the last couple of days, what a new iteration of a Triple Crown championship could look like. And having those two belts plus another one from another company would probably do it right. But Takeshita getting the never openweight championship, having the international championship. I know he's going to be wrestling in DDT over the weekend, so
well. He's basically, I think if he wins this never title, he's basically going to be doing double ups when he makes his usual Japan visit. He's going to do his DDT shows that he usually does, but he's also going to be doing some New Japan shows.
And he does them quite often. He does them more than anyone I've seen.
Yeah, he like comes into Japan like I would say once a month. Yeah.
I mean, with everything with everything being what it's being at the end of the day, relationship wise for him and all that jazz. So things have to do what they do. But yeah, this match is going to be one hell of a match. I expect it to go at least 20 to 25 minutes.
I'm going with a smooth 20 cap.
Smooth 20 cap?
20
cap.
Smooth 20 cap because it's in the middle of the card. If it was later in the card, I would say over 20.
Also with like a few minutes of them just slapping the shit out of each other.
Yes.
In the center of the ring.
This should set the bar for match of the year for 2025 for sure. Another great match that we're going to see on Saturday. Doki will defend the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship against El Desperado. It was Doki who beat Desperado for the title back at NJPW Seoul this past summer. He's gone on and he's beaten all the ghosts of IWGP Junior Heavyweight past. He had victories over Hiromu in the Best of the Super Junior tournament. He then went on to defeat Taiji Ishimori for the title. Show had a undefeated record against him. He beat him in seconds back at King of Pro Wrestling. He vanquished Master Wato at Power Struggle, but El Desperado made his return back to New Japan and set the stage for this big matchup. Can Doki beat one of his mentors from his days in Suzuki-gun in the Tokyo Dome, the biggest and best junior heavyweight in the world today, and take the crown? Sonal, can Doki do it on Saturday?
Yes. He is going to do it because I don't know if I've shown you this. If you follow me on social media, you might have seen this. It's a special. I made a little special Doki photo card. That is coming with me to the Tokyo Dome, along with my Zack Sabre Jr. one. And that is enough of a good luck charm for Doki to win. I think he can do it. And I know I'm probably one of the minority here. Yeah.
J News, who you got?
I'm with Sonal here, man. I am going for El Doki to win to retain his championship here. Despy hasn't been in the ring in a while. He's a little rusty. You know what I'm saying? Not saying this is going to be a bad match by any stretch of the imagination. We know it's going to be a freaking fantastic match. If Despy doesn't have it physically, he'll bring it out emotionally at the end of the day. That's what he's good at. But I believe that Doki gets the win over Despy to even further cement how good his run as IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion has been, and cements him at the top of that particular division. And I've been screaming this agenda since the beginning, man. I still need him to get one more win after Despy, and that'll cement it for me. So we shall see. But I'm with Doki here for retaining. And it should be an exciting match, man. It should be an exciting match.
I agree. It should be exciting. So like the chat, who seems to be unanimous in calling for Desperado to get the victory here. I'm going with Doki as well. I'm going to make it unanimous for our host here, our panel here. I think that I have 3 new champions to start off the show. Some of these people are going to have to retain some titles, so I got to go with Doki.
And don't you think? I think he would be the perfect, like, because Jane, you said that he thinks he should have like one more defense to cement it. The win over Despy, I think, is needed because when he beat him the first time, you could say it was a fluke, or Desperado was he had an injury. But if Doki beats Desperado now after beating everyone else, that is cementing that it wasn't a fluke. It wasn't because of Desperado's bad condition. Doki is just that good now.
But spoiler alert: if Doki does retain, he's definitely losing it at New Beginning.
Yeah, that's
how New Japan books. We all know this. That's how New Japan books. If someone's had the title for a long time and then they retain at Wrestle Kingdom, they're probably not holding on to this much longer.
That's the only thing I disagreed with Jay News. I thought that as much as I'd love him to have another defense after this, I think he's going to lose it to the next one. Who? I don't know. I think in an ideal world, Wato shouldn't have had a shot before and he should have been the one to dethrone him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's probably going to be Wato.
I hope it is. I hope it is.
So soon?
Yeah, I would hope so. They you know them. They'll do some angle on New Year's Dash and they'll set it up. So you know,
exactly.
Grandmaster.
We need to get it back.
Then we got for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship, David Finley will defend against Yota Suji. These 2 men are very familiar with one another. David Finley beat Suji earlier this year in a non-title matchup, but when they crossed paths in the G1 climax, it was Suji who got a win in block action. But they would go up against one another once again in the semifinals of the G1 climax, with Suji beating Finley 2 times in a row, becoming the first person to get 2 straight victories over Finley since he became the leader of the Bullet Club War Dogs. This angered Finley so much that he's been on a war of rampage ever since G1 climax, trying to avenge any such losses, whether it be in singles action or tag team action, picking up victories over Yoshihashi, redeeming himself against Hiroki Goto, calling out Yuya Uemura, who's injured, for beating him in the G1, which brought out Tai Chi, then basically causing mayhem in the Just 5 Guys by having Sonata turn on the group and Tai Chi to help him beat Tai Chi back at Power Struggle, and then he had one last person to get his revenge on, and that was Suji, who he challenged for Wrestle Kingdom. Can Suji finally win his first singles gold in New Japan Pro Wrestling, or will Finley complete his road of redemption? Sonal, who you got on Saturday?
I have, albeit compared to J News, I am a big Finley fan. I have Suji winning this. I just think it's the right time. I also think that Finley has held it long enough for it to be an impactful reign. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's held it for a long time. He has some very good defenses. He has grown as a wrestler, even though J News might not always agree with that. But I think that the perfect person to drop it to is Suji, and the perfect place is Wrestle Kingdom, especially if we're going to go for like pushing the future, where you obviously would have seen Fujita get it with the win there. We assume Takeshita is going to win, and then having Suji win this, I just think it works perfectly, especially because also when we'll speak about predictions for the main event, I think we need at least some of the new generation to win.
Exactly.
That's spoiler alert.
Exactly. And I've been saying it for months, so I'll just say my prediction. I said for months, I was like, Finley's going to win here because he has to get to Wrestle Kingdom for Suji. Finley's going to win here because he has to get to Wrestle Kingdom for Suji. Finley's going to win here because he has to win. I think that it's all coming down to Suji finally winning his first title and really kind of legitimizing this title as the second tier behind the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. I think that Finley's had an exceptional reign, especially since the G1 climax. I think the G1 climax, we saw the maturation of him really finding his confidence as a top heel, and he's blown expectations out the water with each of his defense since the G1, whether it be Goto, whether it be Yoshihashi, whether it be Tai Chi, and I think he's going to have a great match once again this Saturday, but it's Suji's time. J News.
So I've been scouring the internets and social media the last week or so to see if I get some sort of a feel from New Japan fans to see as to which way they've been wanting this match to go. And a lot of people have been fantasy booking David Finley to win this match because at the end of the day, they feel like he's, like SP3 said, he's grown, he's matured so much, and he's been the top heel in the company, and they hope that David Finley can go on to then somehow in the future compete for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. And to that I say, you guys are a bunch of fucking marks. No, that's not happening. Big Suge for the win, because there ain't nothing. There ain't nothing that tells me that David Finley is going to win this match. Nothing tells me that. You know why? Because David Finley is a terrific in-ring performer, but the character is still not believable. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for a lot of people, and that is what it's all about, right? Genesis J, I appreciate you, brother. But with all that being said, the reality of the situation is that Wrestle Kingdom, like we've all been saying, this is the setup for the new generation. If Suge doesn't win here, I don't know what we're doing. If we're delaying all this shit for like another year, it just wouldn't make much sense to me. If they want to, if Suge wins here and David loses, they've done it before, where they lose championships and they elevate them to the next stratosphere. If people really want to see David Finley in the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship scene, it might happen, even with him losing here. So that is a possibility. So I just want to say it that way. But yeah, big Suge for the win. The match is going to be a very, I would say, knockdown, drag out kind of a fight, right? Because this is the biggest match Suji's ever really had, right? And if Suji doesn't show out, then it's like, hey man, we were counting on you. What are you doing? So my hope is big Suge here for the win for the global championship. Yeah, and that's about it, man. That's where I'm at with it.
We got a super chat donation here from Genesis J. Once again, thank you so much, Genesis J, for the support. He says, "My dog is preaching for real." Woof. There you go.
That's all it is, man. It's all about having the support. It's all about understanding what the vision is. It's all about having the vision. And David Finley's not a part of that vision. That's all I'm saying.
He is a part of the vision, for better or worse. But the IWGP Global title will not be the semi-main event, because that is for the Japanese main event of the evening in the semi-main event spot. It's going to be the battle of Los Ingobernables de Japón, Tetsuya Naito, going one-on-one with Hiromu Takahashi back in 2020. Naito was the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Hiromu was the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. As tradition, they were scheduled to face each other at the anniversary show, but unfortunately, the world was shut down due to the COVID-19 global pandemic. It led to time being taken off, shows being canceled for New Japan Pro Wrestling. So Hiromu was never able to get his dream match with his mentor, Tetsuya Naito. Fast forward 4 years later, and Naito and Hiromu win the World Tag League. And after months and months of Hiromu teasing that he wanted to get that matchup, wanted his dream match, it was Naito who made the challenge for Wrestle Kingdom 19. Instead of them taking their World Tag League win and getting a shot at the IWGP World Tag Team titles, he said, let's face each other at Wrestle Kingdom, and Hiromu accepted. J News, how much are you looking forward to this one? Who wins on Saturday?
Yeah, man. I stated this earlier. I honestly don't know where to go with this, right? Just because of Naito's condition, One, and then secondarily, I'm not sure what New Japan wants to do with Hiromu at this point, right? Because he's done it all in the junior division. They had him dabble in the never division, like maybe once, if that. He's never going to be a heavyweight, so it's like, and I get it, it's supposed to be a special singles match, but like, what am I expecting from this match? Like, I don't know. I can't call it. If I'm being fair, based on the fact that they have reported and interviewed Naito on, the eye surgery and the injuries and everything else in between of him being all beat down. Yeah, like Hiromu's a younger guy. He's the best lineage representation of LIJ. That's still part of the group at the end of the day. So I'll go with Hiromu here. I just don't know what to expect from the match, though, to be quite honest.
Sonal, what you got?
Yeah, Genius is right. It's tough because it's like you've got two really weird values. I personally have Hiromu, just because I think it was in the interview or something about like he said like, what's the future of LIJ? I guess we'll see after this match. So I don't know whether they'll do something there. I think because we've said for a while, haven't we? Like Naito on his seemingly on his way out, because the guy shouldn't have had this foot surgery. He risked his eyesight even more to have this match. I feel like this is going to be sort of winding down. Like he's always said that he doesn't want to do what Tana does and like wrestle for like years and years when he knows he can't. So I feel like this is the match he wants to have, and I think that'll be. And I feel like who better to sort of? I know LIJ's never had like a proper like traditional leader sense, but who else would be better than Hiromu? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So that could be linked to something.
Here's a question for you guys: do you think they would disband LIJ?
No. This is supposed to be based on a friendly competition.
No, I'm not talking about this particular match being the point of disbandment. Like,
how much money do New Japan earn from LIJ? Man?
Exactly. Yeah, that just be a horrible business decision.
I'm asking. I'm not trying to say that it's gonna happen. I'm just asking. Is like, do you think they would? That's Meredith's question.
No, not at all. Not right now, at least. But that leaves us. I'm gonna go with I gotta go with Hiromu. Hiromu's my favorite junior heavyweight of all time. I think the greatest junior heavyweight of all time. So I'm gonna have him get his biggest win yet against Naito in the Tokyo Dome. And then finally, the main event of Wrestle Kingdom 19 for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Zack Sabre Jr. defends against Shota Umino. Shota Umino. Umino and Sabre Jr. have a long-standing rivalry that really kicked off last year. It was Shooter who defeated ZSJ in the New Japan Cup, which led to a shot at the NJPW World Television Championship, which Shooter came up short at Sakura Genesis. They rekindled that rivalry in the New Japan Cup this year, with Shota beating him once again. And then they faced each other in the G1 Climax tournament, with Shooter getting another victory over ZSJ, going 2-0 this year. Then in the World Tag League, it was Shooter picking up another victory over ZSJ in tag team action. So it seems like Shooter has ZSJ's number, but ZSJ is coming off the heels of his best year ever, winning the G1 Climax tournament, becoming the first British wrestler to do so, then parlaying that into winning the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, scoring 2 successful title defense against Sanada and Shingo Takagi before accepting the challenge of Shota Umino for Wrestle Kingdom 19 this Saturday. But he has a lot on his plate in the Tokyo Dome for the 2 nights. But can he get past the first hurdle in Umino? So now, who you got?
We're ending the Tokyo Dome. Well, we're going to start the main show, Tango. We're ending the show, Tango. The Tokyo Dome is going to be Tango, because Zack Sabre Jr. is going to retain. He is going to make history as not only, I believe he is the first Gaikokujin to main event as the champion, and he is going to be the only Gaikokujin to retain as the champion in the main event. That is what's going to happen.
I have to agree. I'm going with ZSJ to retain. And I think that Call Me Mr. Bonda is right. Shota either turns heel immediately after or
Or
at
New
least
Year's
by
Dash.
New Year's Dash. Yes.
No,
he
just
turns-
because you've got to think he's got the match against Claudio, so
Yeah.
that will be really important there.
Yeah, it's probably be New Year's Dash. You're probably right. J News, who you got in the main event?
I'm gonna give my reasoning, which I've been giving since for the last couple of months. At the end of the day, I've been riding with Shooter in the gym for a while, for a long period of time. I'm not gonna get off the bandwagon. I just don't feel like he's ready, and he's not ready to be the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. I expect Zack Sabre Jr. to retain here. I do expect this match to be a very, very good match at the end of the day because Shooter does put on good matches. I just don't. I feel like the weight of the world cannot be put on his shoulders at this point in time. That's not necessarily where he's at. You know what I'm saying? Now, for him to turn heel by New Year's Dash, that'll be an interesting take. Will it be? Will he be a Death Rider? Is that what you're saying, SP3?
I'm saying that Sunday is initiation. Plastic bag. He gets his plastic bag on Sunday.
Oh man! But I do expect ZSJ to twist him into a pretzel a few times here and there, smack him about. And
I think you're underestimating how great this match is going to be because I feel like Shooter, when he's in a big match situation, he always delivers and is usually a great match.
He's going to deliver a good match. I have no doubt about it. I'm just saying from a hierarchy standpoint, from a face of the company standpoint, I just feel that he is not ready yet.
He's ready for the Tokyo Dome main event, and that's why he's in it on Saturday. But not on Sunday. Sunday, NJPW and AEW co-promote their second big show outside of Forbidden Door, but this time in Japan, Wrestle Dynasty, January 5th from the Tokyo Dome. We got 2 kickoff matches before we get into the main card, so very quickly, we got first up the opener on the kickoff show, International Women's Cup 4-way matchup. You got Persephone of CMLL versus Momo Watanabe of Stardom versus Willow Nightingale of AEW versus Athena, the Ring of Honor Women's World Champion. Athena won a 4-way with Billy Starks, Layla Hirsch, and Red Velvet to get here. Willow Nightingale won the qualifying tournament in AEW, defeating Jamie Hayter in the finals. Momo Watanabe won a 16-woman tournament from Stardom to get here, while Persephone won a battle royal to get the opportunity in this 4-way. The winner gets a shot at any title of their choosing between these 4 promotions. Sonal, who you got?
This was hard because I was like going back and forth because I know Athena is strong, like she has had an amazing run. I don't know much about Persephone, and obviously I know the other 2. I have Willow Nightingale. Don't ask me that. Just obviously that was just my like initial thought on seeing the 4 women. Again, like it could be Athena, but like she's representing Ring of Honor, isn't she?
Yeah.
I don't really know much about what's going on there to like how it
So Athena is the longest reigning Ring of Honor world champion of all time. She broke
that's what I thought she had like a massive reign. Like
she broke Samoa Joe's 645-day reign. She's held the title for 725 days.
But she's still holding it now.
Yeah. She won that final battle against Billy Starks to retain the title. This needs to be the reason and give her a reason to finally go back to AEW. I got Athena getting the win here and taking her shot in Texas against Mercedes Moné next year. J News?
Interesting take. So it's Athena, Willow, Persephone, and who else? Who's representing New Japan? I mean the Japanese, the Stardom women?
Oh, Momo Watanabe.
Momo. Yeah. You know, she is the forever ROH champion. I give her that. I've liked a lot of what she's been doing character-wise over the last couple of years on ROH TV. She is the star of that show at the end of the day. But if anybody in this particular 4-way match has the experience edge over anybody, it is the one and only Willow Nightingale. And I feel, being that Willow has that experience edge, even over the forever ROH champion, I feel that Willow will come out the victor in this match. Does this match do anything for anybody per se? I don't think so. But you know,
well, she's gonna get a shot. She's gonna get a title match. We know that for sure.
Is that the deal with this match? She's gonna.
Yeah, I literally said it. That's what I said. That's why I'm picking Athena. I said it like 3 times. I said I'm picking Athena because that's her way of getting a shot in AEW.
Interesting. I'm going with Willow. I'm going with Willow. They haven't given Athena anything to bite on as of yet. If this is the opportunity, cool. I don't know. I feel like they've been keeping Athena down all these years, and I just don't feel like they're gonna give her the opportunity to win here. And being that, like I said, being that Willow has the experience in all these international matches and the multi-women matches and things of that nature, it makes sense for Willow to win in my eyes. But yet again, I could be completely wrong. And but I got Willow winning. That's just my take.
The second kickoff match will be for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. The Sons of Texas, Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara, will defend against House of Torture's Yoshinobu Kanemaru and Sho. It was at Ring of Honor Final Battle that the Sons of Texas retained their gold against the Righteous. They have been the champions since July, and the House of Torture made the challenge via a video message to the Sons of Texas to come to the Tokyo Dome to defend the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles, and that's how the match was. Sons of Texas get the win. Sonal.
Yeah, like I said before, it doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, I just told you the whole build. That's the build.
Yeah, exactly. That was literally it. I guess it's a way to push. I don't know.
It's a way to have some Ring of Honor representation other than just Athena.
Yeah, and I guess some House of Torture representation with Sho and Kanemaru.
We really didn't need.
We didn't need, but at least it's on the pre-show.
Yeah, true. J News.
Yeah, I'm going for the shock win here. I usually never pick them to do anything, but if Atlantis Jr. winning the TV championship showed me anything earlier this year, is that they'll give an ROH championship to anybody. I got Kanemaru and Sho winning these tag belts from Sammy and Dustin. Do I want it to happen? No. But at the end of the day, I feel like it will happen. So that's
also
where we're at.
That's fair. That is fair. Then we got a Lucha Gauntlet. It's going to be 4 stars from New Japan Pro Wrestling, 4 stars from CMLL doing battle in this gauntlet, and it will be basically the rules of the Casino Gauntlet from AEW. It will start with 2 competitors, and however intervals they do, it's always random with the Casino Gauntlet. A new competitor will come out, but it's up to 8 competitors will be in this Lucha Gauntlet. Since he's not on the card, I'm just gonna guess he's gonna be in Japan. Going with Mystico. Genius.
Interesting. For whatever reason, I feel like Templario is gonna be a part of this match.
I was gonna say
that.
Joining the Empire.
So
yeah, that's true.
With that being the case, and all of the factions having I would feel like some of the factions that have representation, right? So Teton, Templario. You're saying Mystico. That's not a bad go about it. I wonder who the 4th guy is going to be, honestly. From CMLL, that is.
That's a good shout too, Hechicero.
Oh,
I had an idea.
That's a good shout. That's definitely a good shout. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Templario on this one, just because he's newer to the fan base. It'll be a good push in the right direction for the United Empire. They have no momentum going anywhere to anything.
And I like the Hechicero pick because he's going to face Zack at Battle in the Valley, so you can give him the win here, and then he comes out after Zack beats Ricochet.
That makes sense.
And you could set up another. You could churn off, and Zack can have fucking 3 title defenses in 7 days.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a defending champion right there. That makes a lot. That as a matter of fact, I can sit here.
Yeah, I'm gonna change my pick.
Yeah, I'm gonna change my pick. Yeah. Hechicero makes a lot more sense. Just from a storyline and linear perspective. Yeah. I'm going with Hechicero as well. Yeah.
Sonal?
I had no idea before, but I'm going with Tachasera now as well. It makes sense.
See, this is why we have these conversations.
Because literally everything, because then like you were like Mystical, I was like, oh, that could be a good point. But then obviously Jamie brought up Templario. I was like, but then he got the win, so that would work. But then you said Hechicero, and I was like, so I'm going with Hechicero.
Yep.
Sorry if anyone listening with headphones and that was really loud.
It was like we went through the whole line, like, okay, we could do this CMLL big top star Mystical, or we could do this CMLL star who's in a New Japan stable, or we could go here CMLL star who's facing the IWGP heavyweight champion.
Makes the most sense.
Makes the most sense. But moving on, we got the match. Well, probably I would say this is like top 2, 3, the match I'm looking forward to the most on this show. Mercedes Moné defends the NJPW Strong Women's Championship in a double title match against Rev Pro undisputed British Women's Champion Mina Shirakawa. It was Mercedes Moné who put on an instant classic. 5 stars, Dave Meltzer. Stop stingying with the women with your stars, damn it. 5-star match against Hazuki at NJPW Strong Style Evolved. Following the match, she made the challenge to anyone on the roster, anyone from Stardom, anyone from New Japan, anyone from AEW to face her in the Tokyo Dome at Wrestle Dynasty. And it was none other than Mina Shirakawa who came out and accepted the challenge. But Mercedes said she would accept that if she puts up her Rev Pro Undisputed British Women's Championship as well, which Mina defended the title successfully at Uprising on the 21st against Dani Luna to make this a double title matchup. And we're not even going to talk about that dance sequence because it's still getting plays on social media. But this should be a very entertaining matchup with 2 personalities that seem like they would just work with one another. Once again, Gato, please give them more than this one. I'm going to say give them more than 12 minutes. I feel like Mayu and Izumi need less, but Mercedes needs more.
I feel I'm going to mention this, and I'm going to mention this in a positive way. Mercedes Moné is not going to Japan unless she's getting 15 minutes worth of time. And that's real. That's real. So with that being said, and me now being on the Mercedes Moné train, I'm going to go with Mercedes to retain here, even though I love me some Mina. But at the end of the day, I think Mercedes, with all the momentum she's had, the great matches she's had in the last month or so, last 3 months or so, should I say, and things of that nature, she's I don't know how it works out with her being the Rev Pro Women's Champion. At the end of the day, I don't know if I don't think she's been to the UK on an indie sense, right?
No.
I don't know if that's something she's willing or wanting to do. If it works out, then cool. But I think her winning here, just from her mega stardom projection, makes the most sense. And it should be a terrific match at the end of the day because Mina can put on bangers. So, I really want this to show out and improve for the women as well on Wrestle Dynasty. So yeah, man, but I got Mercedes winning here, and hopefully it leads to bigger and better things in 2025 and some differentiation in her competition going forward. So yeah.
So now, who you got?
See, my main thought was of Rev Pro, and that's why I have Mina, because I don't want the Rev Pro title to be held captive. Because like you said, will Mercedes have any intention of holding that title in the UK? Like it's one thing with the men's titles, like for example, if Takeshita takes it, it's one thing, but the Rev Pro Women's Championship is the Rev Pro Women's Championship. Do you know what I mean? It's the title at the top, so I'd be really quite upset if that goes and we don't see it. Also, I think Mina's been posting pictures about her at the Tokyo Dome, when she was younger and things like that. And I kind of think it'd be a really nice full circle for her to win a match. I guess again, I'm probably one of the minority, but I think that Mina could win this.
No,
we all want Mina. We all want Mina.
Look, at the end of the day,
we all want Mina. We all love
she
Mina.
Can win. Yeah, I feel like if you're playing, obviously she's your pick. If I'm playing devil's advocate at the end of the day, it makes sense for Mina to beat Mercedes, not beat, but beat Mercedes because she is contracted to Bushiroad at the end of the day. So it makes sense from that particular standpoint. The championship wouldn't be held hostage, to your point, Sonal. But at the end of the day, we don't necessarily know if Mercedes doesn't want to go to the UK. It can be something she can do, but I mean,
yeah, I feel like New Japan or Rev Pro fans, y'all are just trying to have a self-fulfilling prophecy by thinking that Mercedes winning the Rev Pro title means that the title is going to be captive.
No, I mean,
we don't know. I'm just making the point that Jay New said. We don't know. We don't
I'm
know.
taking this from
We can't. But we can't just assume that with Mercedes, because what we've seen with Mercedes is that she is willing to be a face of like a New Japan. We didn't think that before. Before, when she won the IWGP Women's Championship, I had to talk both of y'all off the ledge. So, like, and that turned out well. This title reign has turned out well. So I think that we can have faith that if she wins the Rev Pro title, that will turn out well as well. Mercedes Moné, new Rev Pro.
I'm not saying this.
British
Mercedes has proved me wrong, obviously, time and time again. And this, again, I think the pick of Mina is less coming from the Rev Pro stand, but just I really like Mina and obviously her whole story with the Tokyo Dome. The Rev Pro thing is just an added thing. Just obviously, I'm bringing that up just because it's been hit and miss. We've seen with, big stars taking it. Like, because you said, Mercedes did great, but then John Moxley didn't. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's tying it up. And again, it's a big difference between whether... Again, this is nothing against Mercedes. This is generally, if anyone were to win a UK title, the difference of someone from America traveling to Japan for a New Japan show, which is big and like quite thing, compared to like a Rev Pro show, which again, they're not always the biggest.
Right.
Well, we've seen this time and time again with Rev Pro over the last decade. Tomohiro Ishii was Rev Pro undisputed British heavyweight champion. Katsuyori Shibata. Zack, when he first started over here, he was British heavyweight champion. Will Ospreay was British heavyweight champion while he was full time at New Japan Pro Wrestling. I think that, and Mina has been working with AEW and Stardom while she's been Rev Pro British heavyweight champion, British women's champion. I think you're gonna get the same type of activity you got with Mina, who really only did like 4 shows for Rev Pro in a 6-month reign. I think it's gonna be the same with Mercedes.
Again, I think it's just obviously that's what people are concerned about. But again, I think, like you said, Mercedes has proven it, and I guess if she does go Repo, she will be great. I know it, but I'm still sticking with Mina because I love Mina.
I feel like it's also a good shout for Mercedes because it's new competition. All the women in Rev Pro, from my knowledge, I don't think any of them have ever faced Mercedes at any point. So that would be a step in the right direction for their women's division, to have her there and her to compete against them to see if they're on that level, because there's a lot of talented women in Rev Pro. So I feel like it can be something that can help Rev Pro and the UK scene, especially the UK women's wrestling scene, in the long run. So that's my takeaway from it. If Mercedes wins the match here
for the IWGP World Tag Team Championships, is going to be the Great Okan, the former champion, not with Hanare. Hanare unfortunately suffered an injury in World Tag League, so it will be a mystery partner for the Great Okan versus Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, the former IWGP, former IWGP Junior, former AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks made the challenge for this matchup against Okan and Hanare for Wrestle Dynasty. Unfortunately, Hanare goes down with the injury, so he says that he's going to have a mystery partner to determine the new champions. I'm going with the Young Bucks here. J News.
So my question, because I don't know if we discussed this last time, who ends up being Okan's partner?
You can do Templario if you want to have representation from CMLL. You can have him here in this matchup. You could do someone else from United Empire. You could do someone from Great Okan's past, someone from the Young Bucks past, Kota Ibushi,
Dunkzilla,
Mark Davis.
Again,
That would be cool. That would be cool.
I'd love.
That would be cool. I'd like that because he, at the end of the day, he's still a part of the Empire. So I'd like to see that. That would be cool.
And that would make sense because he could say I'm teaming up with someone else who had the title stripped from them.
Exactly.
Storyline purposes.
Empire makes my day, makes me scream because obviously Aussie Open got broken.
But then I ask, who can be a shock partner for Okan that can shock the Bucks?
Osprey.
Yeah, Osprey's the best option,
right?
But I honestly, it's the fourth match on the card. You really don't.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's
you
why
really
like,
don't need Will Osprey.
Dunkzilla out of anybody, if you're going to do something surprise, that's why I thought Dunkzilla because obviously.
Yeah, that makes sense because of what I'm predicting. I'm predicting the Young Bucks to win this one, so Dunkzilla makes most sense because he can come in and lose.
Oh, well, put it like that. I mean, goddamn, that's not
Hey, he can come in, lose, have a good match with the Young Bucks. That sounds good. Tokyo Dome.
Whatever.
Put over the greatest tag team of all time. J News?
Yeah.
Who you got?
Sure. The greatest tag team of all time.
Greatest tag team of all time. Change the business.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely change the business. Yeah. Who do I have winning here? Yeah, I mean the way the match, everything is just structured, it just screams the Young Bucks winning this match. So can't go against that necessarily. So good shout on Dunkzilla there. So no, I think that's a good way for them to go.
Who you got, Sonal, in this one?
This is why I put Dunkzilla because I'd like them to. And I know my head is screaming Sonal is going to be Young Bucks. Sonal is a Young Bucks. But let me go with my heart. Let me believe that Dunkzilla is going to return and that the Empire is going to have one more person to help make it whole again and that they're going to win. And but I know it's going to be the Bucks. But let me pick with my heart. Let me be different and say that it's going to be Great Okan and Dunkzilla.
Well, that's fair. I do have an interesting note here, some breaking news from Fightful Select that you might find interesting, J News. The Young Bucks have been, promoting Wrestle Dynasty this week. They had an interview with Tunnel Talk Podcast to promote the match. During the interview, they spoke about how Creative changed a number of times during their AEW World Tag Team title reign before losing it to Private Party. Among the previous ideas was an elite roulette match that would lead to a random team get picked to face them for the titles. The Young Bucks also said they wanted a quote-unquote certain team to squash them for the belts, and Fightful Select Sean Rossap can confirm that certain team was the Outrunners, who were actually considered for this spot, and a few in the company thought it would actually happen. However, Creative changed as Private Party ended up winning the titles.
Interesting.
Very interesting. I love the Private Party moment, but that honestly sounds like it would have been a better idea because you would have gotten the Outrunners at their peak of popularity.
So with this information now out there, is there dissension in the ranks? Do the Young Bucks want to continue being in AEW? Because if their creative pitches are being shot down like this, it's like, what's going on, man? Like, and I can give credit where credit is due to TK, aka Tony Khan, for helping there be another company here in America for people to watch outside of the WWE. But if he's iron fisting this whole entire freaking creative shit,
he's turning into Vince McMahon before our eyes.
Like
he's doing too much. He's in control of too much. Like, it's everything I hear about the creative side. It's just like, Tony, you don't look good in this.
Yeah. It's not giving positivity right now, or at least what the whole sense of like a collaboration and things of that nature when it comes to creative and all that. So, man, well, that's all right.
Because honestly, and especially in retrospect, if this was all you were gonna do with Private Party, then you should have put it on Outrunners.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
But moving on for the Never Openweight and AEW International Championships, it's going to be Shingo Takagi or Konosuke Takeshita defending against Tomohiro Ishii. This should be a straight up banger. It was Ishii who came out after Shingo accepted the challenge for Konosuke Takeshita, putting his name in the hat to get the winner at Wrestle Dynasty. Sonal, who do you got on Sunday?
Again, similarly as we mentioned for Wrestle Kingdom, we in this house, we love Tomohiro Ishii. We are big Stone Pitbull fans. But I'm getting it to Takeshita. He's not going to beat, because we all have obviously Takeshita win. We're not going to have Takeshita win the 2 titles, then drop it to, and we love Ishii in this house, then drop it to Ishii. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to happen, is it?
Yeah, and the Stone Pitbull has slowed down in the last 2 years in volume of work and how things are going and things and whatnot. So Takeshita for the win here. No question for me, but this should be a banger of a match because the Stone Pitbull still got a lot left in the tank. You know, it might not be so many rounds, but he still got something left in the tank. You know what I'm saying? So he'll give.
And this is proof that New Japan listens to his fans, because I think that the prevalent kind of argument when Takeshita got announced for the G1 was people disappointed. Yes. Oh man, he's not facing Shingo. Oh man, he's not versing Ishii. Now he gets it in 1 weekend.
Yeah, man. that never style, man, right? That strong style that people love so much. That's very reminiscent of the King's Road style, you know, from to equate things. That's what these guys can give you. You know what I'm saying? And they're, you know, and obviously freaking Ishii having that lineage at the end of the day, it just makes all the sense in the world. So yeah, man.
Exactly.
I got Take winning, but this should be one hell of a match.
Unanimous. I'm going with Takeshita as well. But in this special singles matchup that could potentially be for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Champion, you got Ryota Suji going one-on-one with the scapegoat, Jack Perry. Back at Fighting Spirit Unleashed, it was Jack Perry who sent a video message to Suji, making him his newest target in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He then attacked Suji from behind, delivering the glass jaw knee strike. Then Jack Perry pinned Suji, getting the 1-2-3 in a tag team match, teaming up with Takeshita to beat Suji and Shingo Takagi at Strong Style Evolved. So Perry has Suji's number. Will he have it again when they go one-on-one on Sunday? J News, who you got?
I got Big Suge for the win here. I will say this, though. I feel like Jack Perry's going to get a lot more love in Japan than he does here in America. So he's much more of a light character. Even though he is a heel, he's more liked in Japan than he is here in America. So I think the fans will be more engaged and more into this particular match than it would have been if they would have had this match here. But I do have Big Suge winning here, retaining his IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship, because he will be taking that belt off of David Finley, and then we'll go from there.
Sonal, what you got?
Yeah, I feel the same. Again, like, although I don't really get the storyline to this, like, there wasn't much of a build. I think, like SP3 said earlier when we were discussing the level of thing, the Japanese crowds know Jack Perry now. Do you know what I mean? He earned, like, he had quite a bit of respect with it was his Shota match, wasn't it, in the New Japan Cup? Yeah. So, like, this, while storyline makes sense, it doesn't make sense. Like, it makes sense in terms of, like, the Japanese crowds know him now. It'll be interesting. I also want to see how they mesh the stories, because remember, was it the US show when the Young Bucks came out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was Strong Style Evolved.
Yeah, like, it'd be interesting to see how that works if they try and come out to do anything. Also, like, this is probably very unreal booking. That's not going to happen. But I thought wouldn't it be interesting if at some point Okada comes out? Because obviously, again, this probably won't happen. I know, SP3. Just let me do some fancy booking here, because obviously isn't Jack Perry in the same unit as Okada, and then Suji's been calling the shit out of Okada? Yeah, let me do something that's unrealistic, okay? I've been pretty realistic this
is true. This is true.
You know? So let me be unrealistic. So, Okada's going to come out. He's going to try and cheat for Jack Perry. Jack Perry's going to be a good guy and go, no, and then he's going to lose.
Makes sense.
You want Okada? You get a video message.
Yeah. Well.
The video message suddenly appears halfway through the match.
You should send video message. Be like,
oh, man.
For you, Sonal.
That would be the ultimate troll job.
That's Okada. That would be Okada, wouldn't it?
It would be Okada. That's what I'm
The
saying.
music hits halfway through the match, and it's just that video message. Or like after the match.
And then he just looks at the camera. He waits 10 seconds. He walks away. He comes back. He looks in the camera. Bitch. And then walks away.
or just like sticks a middle finger up. Oh.
Hold on.
But there you go. Then you got another special singles match. It's going to be David Finley possibly defending the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship as he goes one-on-one with the House of Black's Brody King. Brody King made the challenge to Finley for Wrestle Dynasty with a video promo after Finley made himself the challenge to anyone on the AEW roster for Wrestle Dynasty. It was Brody King who stepped up to the plate. Brody King kind of got a slow burn babyface turn going during the Continental Classic. So he comes in here with some momentum coming off of a great match against Will Ospreay on Dynamite last week. Can he get the win over the leader of the Bullet Club, War Dogs, Sonal?
To be fair, I can't remember what I said in my preview. It's weird because it will all depend on what happens the night before. And I feel like you've got two ways about this. Brody King could win, and this could be like Finley going off the edge. And then weirdly, this could mean that if Gabe does something, then he could turn on David Finley. And then if David Finley, because we know J News has been on this hypothesis that Finley's on his way out. And obviously I think it got added because he's not been scheduled for the US show. So if Brody King beats Finley, and then whatever happens with Gabe, and then Gabe goes completely crazy on New Year's Dash and goes, you can't fucking even beat Brody King, and then turns on him and becomes the leader of the Bullet Club, and that could work.
Good. That seems like Bullet Club booking to me.
Exactly. Sounds exactly
like Gato booking.
At the end of the day. I would like to say exactly what I said earlier. David Finley has no business beating Brody King in any universe. Not one. But to SP3's point, they have kind of face turned Brody over on AEW TV, which gives me a little cause to pause, not in a bad way, but more in the sense of like, what do they do? Because I'm an AEW watcher. What do they do with the House of Black at this point?
Who's in House of Black? Sorry, again, I'm completely
Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, and Brody King.
And can't forget Julia Hart.
Julia Hart. Yes, she's back. She's back.
So yes, those are the 4 members of the House of Black. I would love to see members of the House of Black do a tour at New Japan, to be quite honest. But that's just me.
Like New Japan Cup or something.
Yes. In as singles wrestlers and things of that nature. As a matter of fact, I thought in the back of my head, hoping that we could have gotten the Kings of the Black Throne in World Tag League. But hey, whatever works. At the end of the day. But yeah, like I said, Brody King has no business losing to David Finley. And I have Brody King winning here. Gonzo bomb for the effect. You know what I'm saying? Lots of barks, some somersault sentons and things of that nature, and loud ass chops that David Finley's knees will crumble for at the end of the day. So
this dude just wants to see him die. Like, goddamn, like this is ridiculous.
No. I don't wish death on anybody.
I am going with David Finley to get his heat back from the day before and get the win over Brody King by hook or crook or shillelagh.
Oh, shillelagh. Gato. Shillelagh or Gato.
We got up next another special singles match. This one with a little bit more story to it, as Shota Umino will go one-on-one with Claudio Castagnoli. Shota Umino has been one not so happy camper seeing his former mentor, Jon Moxley, go to some evil ways and evil means to send a message in All Elite Wrestling. Following his attack and murder of Bryan Danielson at Wrestle Dream, it was Umino who stepped up to the plate and challenged Moxley to come to Wrestle Dynasty to face him. But Moxley instead said that a shooter still hasn't learned enough lessons, so he was sending an emissary to represent him at the Tokyo Dome, and it was none other than Claudio Castagnoli. So he will go one-on-one with Umino on January 5th. J News, who you got?
This is really, really random, but emissary is one of my favorite words. So I just wanted to say that. So I'm with you. I'm with you, SP3. Like this gives me a lot of the hypothetical booking of they can definitely bag Shooter here, bro. They can definitely bag him here. And,
bag him and tag him.
Tag him. This will be an episode. Imagine if they bag him and like throw him in the back of a truck and then just drive off.
And then bring him to Dynamite?
Flying to America.
Bring him to Dynamite. just so they can have that international pull. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't look, if we're talking about match wins and losses here, with Shooter he's gonna lose at Wrestle Kingdom. I can't see him. I can't see him winning here. For all intents and purposes, if we're going to the devolvement of Shooter's mentality, right? Him going down that black hole and spiral. Yeah, he's got to lose this match, right? If he's not getting kidnapped and bagged, you know what I'm saying? He's got to lose the match. So yeah. So I got Claudio winning here and putting a whooping on Shooter. And then we'll see how it all comes to be after post match, should I say? Does Moxley make an appearance post match?
I think if Moxley
video
was
message.
A video message.
Yeah.
In a video message.
If Moxley was going to appear, he would just wrestle.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Absolutely. You're right. So video message works. But yeah, I got Claudio winning here. Yeah.
Next we got for another special singles match. It's going to be Ricochet going one-on-one with the reigning IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Zack Sabre Jr. It was back at Power Struggles. Sabre Jr. picked up the victory over Shingo Takagi for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship when Ricochet made his return to New Japan Pro Wrestling for the first time in 6 years. He laid out Zack Sabre Jr., made the challenge for the Tokyo Dome, and we've seen over on AEW Ricochet go through a character change of sorts. Being called a turd by Swerve Strickland. He's had toilet paper being thrown at him in the Hammerstein Ballroom. He got a toilet paper shower at World's End thanks to Swerve Strickland. He made it to the semifinals of the Continental Classic, coming up just short there. But can he pick up his biggest win since leaving WWE here in the Tokyo Dome? Sonal, who you got?
It's Zack, Tango, Orange, TMDK, Zack Sabre Jr. It has to be, because obviously, again, we all assume Zack is winning at Wrestle Kingdom. So if he's winning at Wrestle Kingdom, he's going to win here.
Makes sense. Makes sense to me.
Makes total sense.
J-News, who you got?
To further the spiral into the abyss, I expect Zack Sabre Jr. to embarrass Ricochet in some way or fashion. Either him getting folded up like a pretzel. Imagine if this would, I think it would be embarrassing, even though it's not a Sonata match. I would think it would be embarrassing if Zack Sabre Jr. is able to put Ricochet into the Paradise Lock. That would be embarrassing.
That would be great. That would actually be great.
And PK him right in the butt at the end of the day to get him out of it. Yeah, I think that'd be great. But yeah, he'll embarrass him and twist him into pretzels or whatever the case is, and use his flexibility and his agility against him. Because Ricochet is going to be in there with the wrong mindset against the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. So I think Zack Sabre Jr. retains here, but he does his best to embarrass Ricochet on some level.
I could also see that. We got Louis who says Trevor taps. We got Louisville who says Tokyo, do your job. Hey, they allow streamers, so why not? You can bring the toilet paper. We got Mr. Banda who says GSA wins. I also just want to say I'm very proud of Trevor, Ricochet, man, to see his journey for the last 7 years of headlining Tokyo Dome. Yeah, I'm hoping that this is for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, and he does get that Tokyo Dome main event, because that will stop some of the grifters who saying, "Oh, they're burying Ricochet in AEW and stuff," not getting that he's getting over as a heel right now. Like, but I think that this is going to be kind of you're going to see how he's grown as a heel here, because he's going to try to get the heat in the Tokyo Dome to build to Zack making his comeback. I just love the fact that we have one of the best technicians in the world versus one of the best high flyers. There should be a great clash of styles, but I got Zack Sabre Jr. picking up the win.
Makes sense to me. Makes sense.
And then finally, it's the real main event, though, of the show. Kenny Omega makes his return to the Tokyo Dome for the first time in 2 years, since he put on one of the greatest matches of all time against Will Ospreay at Wrestle Kingdom 17. He makes his return to in-ring action for the first time in over a year when he goes one-on-one with Gabe Kidd, the reigning NJPW Strong Openweight Champion, in a special singles match. It was Kenny Omega who announced he would be making his in-ring return in the Tokyo Dome at Wrestle Dynasty at Power Struggle. Post-match, after the interview, he went backstage and got into a backstage brawl with Gabe Kidd, who was none too pleased with Kenny Omega mispronouncing his name, and all the trash talk between the two on social media and in interviews led to that scrummage, that scrap between the two backstage. Led to Gabe Kidd talking to me for Sports Illustrated, making the challenge for Wrestle Dynasty, which Kenny Omega accepted, and the match was made official. The trash talk has not stopped since then. Gabe Kidd talking trash about AEW and Kenny Omega's sickness. Kenny talking trash about Gabe, saying Gabe ain't ready. This has been some serious trash talk in between the two men, but it comes to a head on Sunday. J News, what do you got?
First, I want to say that this should be a very important match in Gabe Kidd's career. For one, it's going to be at the Tokyo Dome. It's going to be versus Kenny Omega, and this should not be swept under the rug. It's going to be an important match in Gabe's career. One, secondarily, with this being the return of Kenny Omega, like I said previously, even 80% of what Kenny Omega was is better than 100% of some other wrestlers out there. So I just want to see how he looks in this match and how he's able to compete. And then I also want to see Gabe give it his all, which he always does at the end of the day. So I want to see Gabe step up to the challenge and do the damn thing and beat the piss out of Kenny. But if I'm picking winners and losers here, you cannot tell me that they're gonna have Kenny Omega come to the Tokyo Dome and lose a match. So I have Kenny Omega winning this particular match. And Gabe's my dog for real, but yeah, I can't pick against the cleaner in this one.
Also can't do that. Sonal, who you got?
I can do that. I'm going with the risky thing. I'm going with the fucking madman Gabe Kidd. Don't know why. Just something. It's the heart. The heart is telling me. Again, my head is going, yeah, Sonal, you're stupid. They're not going, like Junior said, they're not going to have Kenny come back and just be like, you're going to lose. But I'd like to think that with all the trash talking that Gabe has done, that he can pick up the win. It might not happen, but let a girl believe. Let a girl believe.
Hey, you've been shooting in the Gabe Kidd gym for a long time, so you're here. You're here for it. But I've been also shooting in the Gabe Kidd gym, but I've been shooting in the Kenny Omega gym for a lot longer. I'm going with the goddamn cleaner. This man's got me thinking about going to Texas, a black man in the summer in Texas. I want to see Kenny Omega versus Kazuchika Okada next year.
I'll be there, brother. I'll be there.
I gotta go. I might be back in the UK. I might have to come back just to go to Texas.
You're gonna travel from the UK just to see this.
Just to go back to Texas. Yeah, I might have to be there. But yeah, I'm going with Kenny Omega here. Gotta bring him back strong. And then maybe you could get an Okada video message there, Sonal.
Then Okada will suddenly turn up. Well, sorry, not turn up. His face will turn up on a VT.
But yes, we have made it to the end of our predictions for all the matches coming up on Saturday, January 4th, Sunday, January 5th, in the Tokyo Dome, NJPW Wrestle Kingdom 19, NJPW AEW Wrestle Dynasty. We want to wish Sonal safe travels. We hope that you have an amazing time, an amazing experience in Japan, and we hope that you come back to us soon because we need you. When are you coming back, by the way? Gotta ask you that.
So I'm doing a week in Japan and then a week in Korea. So I'm actually
like the first half of the year.
Yes, I'm sadly missing the US show as well. So like it's just because I wasn't going to travel all the way over there and Korea be there and not spend a week there.
Yeah.
So you'll have to do without me. But you know what? If you do like a review, I'll try and send like a video message or something.
Yeah, send a video message from your review. Send your predictions, and we'll play it. We'll play it on.
Yeah, just insert it into the video.
So now let everybody know where they can follow you and follow your journey to Japan for this weekend.
Yeah, so obviously you can subscribe to me on Sonal's Life. I just put out my 2024 review, which also features SP3 and J News, which is even more of a reason to go and watch it as True Heel Heat fans. Yes. Obviously. But you can follow me on social media at wrestling_chat. Make sure to subscribe and follow because as well as like hopefully getting a review of the show, each show that I'm attending straight after. Because obviously, guys, if we've not mentioned it, I'm going to be there live on social media. I'll be posting clips. I'm not sure about the photo policy for the press conference, but I'll try and post as much content as I can because I kind of want to take all you guys with me on my journey to Japan because you guys have been so nice welcoming me into like this is my first full year at True Heel Heat. So yeah, I want you to come along with me to Japan and feel like you are there.
Absolutely. We're going to be on the journey with you. J News, we are going to be on a journey together because we got Battle in the Valley. We got Wrestle Kingdom, Wrestle Dynasty this weekend. We got a lot for January, but let everybody know where they can follow you.
All right, folks. As I deal with this next door neighbor of mine with all this bass, you can catch me on the Twitter machine at JohnLYFNMG. You can catch me on Instagram _JONJY. You can catch me every Sunday evening, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Hit the Ropes podcast with me and the lovely Dolores. Obviously, you can catch me here on True Heel Heat, SP3, and Sonal, doing our best to bring you all the informations and the ups and the downs and everything else in between when it comes to New Japan Pro Wrestling. So yeah. We have what's the Battle in the Valley, right? Battle in the Valley is next.
Well, next we got our Wrestle Kingdom Wrestle Dynasty
review.
And then next Wednesday we'll do Battle in the Valley preview.
There you go. So we have the review coming next Monday. We have the Battle in the Valley preview coming next Wednesday. You probably can catch me here and there on True Heel Heat as well.
I mean, the real question is, J News, are you tough for 2025? Are you going to join us for one of the watch-alongs? That's the real question.
Man.
You phony tough, or are you watching the Kingdom and Dynasty live?
I'll probably watch Dynasty live. I don't know about.
Is that a more normal time for you, isn't it?
Exactly. All right, come through for Dynasty. We'll be here. I'll be here. I'll be up. I'm gonna take a nap after I get done with my mom.
I'm down for the watch along for Wrestle Dynasty. You'll see me there because it's at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm not gonna wake up at I'm usually going to sleep at 3 a.m.
Right. Me too nowadays. So I'm a little worried for Saturday, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But thank you to J News. Thank you to Sonal. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSB3. You can follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat. Patreon.com/True Hill Heat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content. You can check out our Ring of Honor Final Battle review that's up there right now. But that's the best place to support us when we are not live here. We will not be live tomorrow or Wednesday. Enjoy New Year's Eve. Enjoy New Year's Day. Happy New Year. Happy holidays to everyone out there. But of course, you got some True Hill Heat goodness to enjoy. We got our worst matches of the year list that's going to be dropping. We got our True Hill Heat year-end awards separate from our flagship podcast. We're dropping that tomorrow as well. You got best matches of the year, best women's wrestlers of the year videos going to be dropping over the next couple of days. But in the meantime, between time, check out our AEW World's End review with myself, Jay News, and True Draw Josh. Check out myself, True Draw Josh, Top Guy JJ, Miss Chrissy Love on our True Hill Heat 309, our final flagship podcast of 2024 with our year-end awards. And I will be back with you live on Thursday to review the first AEW Dynamite on Max. But for Sonal, safe travels. We will see you soon. We'll see you at the end of January, it sounds like. Jay News. We will see you on Sunday for Wrestle Dynasty. But until then, I will see all of you on Thursday. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been our NJPW Wrestle Kingdom 19 and NJPW X AEW Wrestle Dynasty previews. We are signing off until next time.